I feel like, currently, I feel like I deserve applause because I put on so little mascara. This is so not what I normally do. I love mascara. I'm not. Hey everyone, it's Sunny. So this is my super simple, super easy, super kind of wearable French girl makeup for all of us makeup girls that do want a little tiny bit more than they give in the, I guess, real French tutorials done by real French girls. So this is, I do have on a little bit of foundation. I'm not doing the glossy eyelid because I hate it, and my mascara smudges and my tiny bit of eyeliner smudges if I do that. So I have like workarounds that I do the lipstick a little bit differently than they do in actual French tutorials. This is an actual French tutorial. I'm in Paris. It counts. Anyways, yeah, so I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Next week, I will definitely do kind of the smoky eye. I'll leave the neutral ground and go back to kind of my heavy eyes. I like that. It suits me. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, we're starting with skincare. So I'm wearing my headband as well. French makeup is all about great skincare. So I start with the SK2 Facial Treatment Essence. I've been using this for 6 months. Love it. My first bottle is almost gone. Dr. Sebagh Serum Repair. This is a hyaluronic acid. I always use a hyaluronic acid. I know that you're not meant to do this with skincare, but I just like putting it on my whole hand and just like wiping it across my face. Always do neck, even though I only started doing neck a couple of years ago, which I regret. If you are in your 20s, start doing it, and then you're gonna look like a teenager. So, and I also use Embryolisse Hydra Creme Legere. So this is the light version of the original moisturizer. Suits me better. It's good for combination skin. So I prefer that. The original I use in the winter. I go over eyelids. I'm not being too fussy and using a separate eye cream. I do at night. A lot of French women don't wear foundation. As you can see, it's clearly needed here. I cannot get away without foundation. Well, I say foundation, I am going to use here it is, Tarte BB Blur in medium. And I mean, I just love this. And it looks like skin, but it just evens everything out so nicely. So you can see that I need more coverage. So this is the Rouge, Le Correcteur in Idyll medium. Ooh. So this is essentially 2 very creamy concealers. I'm using the darker shade just with my finger. Initially, I might blur it with a beauty blender, but look at that. It's really lovely. It's a cream, but it sort of dries, not creamy, if that makes any sense. I really love it. It's a little bit too heavy for me for under the eyes. If you don't have a single wrinkle under the eyes, go for it. But if you do have any wrinkles, expression lines, anything like that around the eyes, go quite light on the under eye concealer for sure. I'm actually, because I have little bags under my eyes right now, I'm gonna do mainly, I'm gonna do 2 under eye concealers. I just said go lightly on it, and then I said telling you that I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna use Charlotte Tilbury's The Retoucher in 2. So this is what I consider to be quite light, and I make a little smiley face. I use the Real Techniques crease brush for this. You know what? I might almost get away with just doing this. I was gonna layer on some Clio, but they're not all gone. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna be more French girl about it and not layer the other one. Too Faced Shadow Instrument. Now the thing with kind of classic French girl makeup is you don't actually put eyeshadow, you just put like a highlighter on your eyelid. I hate greasy eyelids. I can't stand it. My mascara gets messy with it. My little bit of eyeliner gets messy with it. And I just don't like the feeling of greasy eyelids. So I do a primer, and then we will kind of do a no eyeshadow. In between, before we do that, I'm gonna let the primer sink in. I'm gonna do Rare Beauty. This is Nearly Rose. Oh my God, I love that shade. And I just pat it on the cheeks. I love it. So these are my favorite blushes right now. That Selena Gomez knows what she's doing when it comes to makeup. I really like her line. And I put on a little bit too much in the beginning because there's something about this that it's sort of kind of, my skin eats it a little bit. Tiny bit on the nose. Then I'm powdering. I am using Laura Mercier's Translucent Honey. Not the translucent colorless, because I prefer the honey. It's a little tiny bit warm. And sometimes I feel like the standard translucent just is a bit much. So this again is controversial. A lot of people put on a cream highlighter before powdering. I actually, because this is the Pat McGrath Labs, I think this is called Nude. It's like a champagne color. This is so dry that I prefer to put it on after the powder. First of all, because the powder sort of gets rid of some of the glow. And also it's not like super creamy or liquidy. So you can just put it on top of powder. So I do tops of cheekbones, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, between the eyes. And then I sort of do, and this is a little bit weird, but I go over the eyebrow. Now, if you have really thick and bushy brows, maybe this isn't for you. But for me, I really like it. So it kind of goes a little bit over and a little bit below. I just really like it. But this highlighter is so natural that I feel like it's almost like you're not wearing any highlighter. And you know, that's the idea with French makeup, is like always look like you're almost wearing nothing. Next is brows. So I'm gonna brush my quite pale, puny brows up. I'm using MAC's Shape and Shade in Taupe, only the kind of the marker side. And my idea is just to draw in a few lines. So again, a lot of French girls have amazing, thick, fabulous brows anyways. They don't need to do this step. They just go straight for the gel. I definitely need to do this step because I need to fill in a little bit. And I really try and mimic like individual hairs so that it doesn't, so that you can see skin in between. I am using the Boy Brow by Glossier. Mine is in blonde. This is new, so I really need to wipe off the excess because way too much comes out initially. And then I just use the tip to brush everything up. This sort of shows almost even more skin when you do that. And I really like that. Now for the no eyeshadow shadow. So I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's Cement, which is ever so slightly darker than my actual eyelid. Not much at all. And don't use anything that's lighter than your eyelid or it's obvious that you're wearing eyeshadow. This just creates a little tiny bit of a shadow and a little tiny bit of a base. And then in order to mimic that kind of slightly greasy eyelid, I use Ombre Premier Top Coat by Chanel. It's like a, as you can see, it's been used a lot. It's kind of like a shimmery shade that you use with a finger. And it just gives the illusion of like a greasy highlighted eyelid. But the eyelid is not greasy. So as you can see, it sort of looks like my eyelids are a tiny bit greasy. Okay, so I'm using the Glossier, what is this pen called? It is called #1 pencil in frame, which is a very, very dark, cool brown. And all I do is I do kind of like just the outer third, if that, not particularly precisely. And then I take my angle brush, this one is by Zoeva, and I just smooth it out a little bit. Blend it, smooth it, soften it, feather it, you know, whatever you want to call it. But there's like a tiny bit happening, but again, not too much. Those looks, like French girl looks that have heavy black liquid eyeliner, they're not French girl looks at all. Don't trust them. Or if a French girl was to do a big eyeliner, then there would be nothing else going on. There'd be no lipstick. There'd definitely be no foundation. It would just be about the eyeliner. Okay, so now I have to stop myself. So my favorite mascara is Tartelette XL. I love it. It gives amazing lashes. It's a tubing mascara. I'm gonna have to use Clinique's Lash Power because I don't want big lashes, and that pains me to say because I love big lashes. But this one gives a more natural look, and I'm only putting mascara on the top lashes anyways. And as soon as you've done like the coat, just really brush it out with a spoolie so that you're left with little feathery lashes as opposed to big clumpy lashes, which I love. I feel like I deserve applause because I put on so little mascara. This is so not what I normally do. I love mascara. I'm not putting anything on the lower lashes at all. Okay, then the red lipstick. So when you watch tutorials, they're just kind of like putting a little bit of red on the lips, and that's that. We're gonna make it a little bit more complicated for a couple of reasons. First is I'm gonna do a little fake on how to make your top lip appear more pouty. So I'm using the Makeup Forever, what is this called? Endless Cacao Lip Pencil. It's very much like MAC Stone. So if you have MAC Stone, use that by all means. And I am doing a little, looks crazy. I'm doing a little mustache. Right there. That's a little tash. And it sort of creates a shadow. Then you take a Q-tip and you blend it out. And I hope you can see what I mean. It just sort of lifts up that top lip. It's like a Botox lip lift. Then the other thing I'm going to do is I will use the tiniest bit of lip liner, MAC Cherry, because I'm going to team it with a Rouge lipstick in Jeanne, so after Jeanne Damas, the founder of Rouge. And but I need the tiniest bit of that, really a little bit, and then I will blend it with a Q-tip as well. But I feel like I need it there, and I need it just at the bottom a tiny bit. Not all the way to the corners for sure. Now I'm going to do lipstick, and then I'm going to blur it. So I'm going to blur it all out once I've done lipstick. Now this lipstick is such a cool soft matte that you can actually put it on straight from the bullet and not too much comes out. I appreciate this looks crazy. Take your Q-tip. You're almost using the Q-tip as the world's softest little lip pencil. So the overall effect is really kind of smudged. I was going to say slept in, but really it's not kissed in, because then it would have gone all over my face. It's just soft, is I guess what I'm trying to say. But I will do a trick as the last thing in a kind of French girl tutorial that I saw that I love, is a few freckles. So I'm taking the same eyebrow pen, and you have to be quick with this because you have to blot them with your finger. So you draw a few on, blot, blot, blot. And I'm only going to do a few on my nose. I hope you can even see them. So there we are. This is a very quick, simple French girl makeup with a couple of little tweaks for us non-French girls to kind of make it more, I don't know, wearable and workable in everyday life. Yeah, the glossy eyelids don't work for me in everyday life. So this is my kind of work around it. And also I do need a bit of foundation. And also I do the lips a little bit differently. But basically, you know, you get the gist of it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.